It matters to me.
Hello and welcome to It Matters to Me. I'm Nate.
And I'm Andy.
Today we're going to talk about some breaking news in Star Wars fandom. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't.
Just came out.
Disney is talking, and this isn't a definite, it's not set in stone, it's not frozen in carbonite yet, but this is, it could rock the very fabric of who we are. Because see, George Lucas a few years ago told us we would never see the despecialized editions or the regular original editions of the original trilogy ever again. But now that Disney owns it, they're talking like they might put it out.
Disney's all about the bucks.
On Blu-ray.
Yep.
That we would have Star Wars like it was always meant to be seen. I don't even know if my kids have seen it in the original way. And some of the junk that's in it, you know, who's your least favorite character from, besides Jar Jar, from the prequel trilogy?
It's Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen is in the special editions. Not the ones that came out in 1997, because he was like 12, but the ones that came out in the Blu-ray. Like, I'm watching the Blu-ray with my kids, and I'm like,
I am trying, Master.
I forgot you don't like flying. And then he's sitting beside an actor that's really good.
On that one.
Flying I don't mind, but what you're doing is suicide. Okay. You know, like, he's not that great of an actor. And he's doing, you know, most real Star Wars fans, except unless they're under like 15, aren't big fans of Anakin, except for the Clone Wars. And you've got Hayden Christensen appearing in the original trilogy, like just to smack us in the face. You might as well have a Jar Jar cameo.
Okay, this is what I understand too. Okay, when it's showing them at the end of Jedi.
Force Ghosts.
Okay, help me with this.
Yeah.
The Force Ghosts are there. You've got Yoda. You have Obi-Wan.
Old Yoda.
And old Obi-Wan.
Old Obi-Wan.
But you have young Vader.
Yeah, you should have some type of comment going on there where Obi-Wan's like, wait a minute, why does he get to look young? Or you should have Luke Skywalker pointing at them and being like, who's the third guy? He's never seen him like that.
No,
and so
he saw him bald and old and decrepit looking.
Yeah, and they even went back in on the Blu-rays and morphed his face, Sebastian Shaw's face when they took off the helmet, morphed his face to make him look more like Hayden Christensen. Man, Vader's been getting the short end of the stick since 1983.
The short end of the saber.
The short end of the saber since 1983. Here's what happened. David Prowse, big, huge bodybuilder, 6'6" dude, all right? I could almost have been Vader except the bodybuilding part.
They could give you padded muscles.
Yeah, he's in there. George Lucas doesn't like his voice, so he has James Earl Jones do the voice so he can talk really cool. Because David Prowse is like big but high-pitched British voice. They're like, where are the stolen plans? That didn't sound good.
Sounds like C-3PO's brother.
Yeah, you can YouTube it and actually hear him doing it before they put in James Earl Jones' voice. So he's in the suit the whole time, 1983, Return of the Jedi. Lucas decides to have Luke take off the mask and see him for who he is. When Lucas sees him sitting there, he's like, yeah, that's not what I'm envisioning. How about you? They grab a guy from the side, Sebastian Shaw, set him in the role, and now David Prowse doesn't get credit for anything except in the credits. Now Sebastian Shaw is taken out from a movie that he did in 1983 that's one of the greatest movies of all time. And now when he goes back with his, you know, when his grandkids watch it and when great-grandkids watch it, they're like, yep, great-grandpa wasn't in Star Wars. He lied to us, you know, because now it's some young guy, Hayden Christensen, and altered face versions of Sebastian Shaw's face to make him look like old Hayden Christensen.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's move on past this because I want to talk about, like, one thing that I did like about the new edited versions is how vast they made the space look. Say, for example, Cloud City.
Yeah,
or flying in
Mos Eisley as well.
Yeah, it looks huge.
And you're like, wow, this is really cool. And then a Jawa falls off a Ronto and it's like, wah! And you're like, oh yeah, that's right.
So they coolify it, and then they almost stick it back into the Batman Forever phase where they start chinching it up a little bit with some kapows.
Yeah, and then that was kind of cool. And the Ewoks blink in the Blu-ray series. That doesn't take away from any of the magic. It probably adds to it. You don't think of them as puppet-like and a little costume for a little person when they're blinking, because that's just kind of cool. They're kind of animatronic now, which is awesome. But you've got other junk in there, like this Jabba the Hutt right here. Jabba the Hutt is just like a regular-sized person who's going to go on an eating binge within 2 movies and become over 2,000 pounds. And he's interacting with Han in a scene, this scene on the screen, with Greedo behind him. Greedo's just been blown away in the other room.
That's right. He got shot.
Which brings us to the worst sin than George Lucas has ever committed in his life. All right, and I don't know, he could have killed somebody, and this would still be the worst sin. Han Solo is a smuggler who is a rogue guy who slowly becomes good and slowly has a heart throughout the whole thing. He's kind of a womanizer.
He's the Grinch.
He's the Grinch.
He's the Grinch of the Star Wars.
And Han Solo's not afraid to do this number right here. Blow somebody away.
He shot him with a fake gun.
But see, if Andy's good at editing, when he comes to this, when he puts out this video, he'll shoot me first, and I'll have to twitch like this. But I doubt we're that good at editing, and not that that would be good editing in the first place. That's what happens in the despecialized. And unfortunately, it's been almost as long, like from 1977 to 1997, 20 years. We saw it for what it really was, but now it's close to 22 more years.
It's
It'll be
political
20 years.
correctness. That's what it is.
20 years with junk.
I'm tired of junk. I'm tired of political correctness. Han shot first.
Han shot first. And J.J. Abrams, it's too late now, but if you don't do it in this movie, in the next Star Wars movie, you need to have Han just walk up and shoot somebody in the face.
If he's still alive in the next movie.
Yeah, and then somebody say, "What'd you do that for?" And he'll be like, "I always shoot first." Then he can just start shooting everybody. I mean, whatever. Han's the man.
He's actually my favorite Star Wars character.
What I don't like about the despecialized thing, even though I want it really bad. I've already shelled out money for the Blu-ray, for the DVD,
Yeah, as have I.
for 3 versions of the VHS, for the Laserdisc, and for the Betamax. Stop it. Stop putting it on other things. I mean, if they had it in like a...
Hey, did you get it off of iTunes? I paid $100 from iTunes.
No, I only buy physical things. Except for comics. I've got a bunch of digital comics. But I want the physical versions of them. Even though I would like to watch them on the go. It's really conflicting. But I'm going to save my money now. Instead of the digital, I've got to buy the despecialized editions. We've got to get the word out there that they've been altered, that they are fakes. Okay, so buy the despecialized editions. If they're $100, if they're $150, whatever they are. I hope they're cheaper than that. But you need to see the truth. Let your kids see the truth.
That's right.
Because it will set you free. That's it matters to me.
And me.